Good morning and happy Friday, folks. It is October 24th. My Horseheads Blue Raiders have senior night tonight. I'm super excited about that. Before we get to any of that, though, let's get to my low, my high, my active counties. Let's see. Well, I might as well get this over with. My low is the fact that the Vikings lost. Yeah, I picked the Vikings to win yesterday, and they lost. So now my record for the week is now 0-1. Hooray. No. But my high is, you know what, I saw a really good Hot Ones episode yesterday that I am excited to share with you all today. Before I do anything though, let me get to my, let me double save this, which actually brings up a funny story. Yeah, my low is the fact that the Vikings lost, but no kidding. After I saw yesterday's episode of Hot Ones and had my notes ready to go, I immediately shut off my computer and I'm like, did I remember to save my notes? Oh no! I saved them. We're okay. That was a huge relief, let me tell you. And also, I got to talk with my uncle yesterday. Yeah, I got to talk to my uncle yesterday. That was really great. I was talking to my mom, which also coincides with my act of kindness as well. I talked to my mom a couple of times, talked to my dad a couple of times. Yeah, it was all around a very good day. I would say that my act of kindness was I remember to call various members of my family. That was nice. So, Adam Brody on Hot Ones. So after seeing it, like, okay, he's promoting the show Nobody Wants This. Because if you don't know, Nobody Wants This is a show on Netflix that stars Adam Brody and Kristen Bell. More on that in a second. And their second season is coming out very soon. Okay, so I haven't seen Nobody Wants This, but I seen like the trailer, because like the trailer just showed up like a bunch of times on my feed. I had no idea how it happened or why. Well, because the algorithm and stuff. Okay, so if I saw the trailer correctly, like Kristen Bell's character runs into Adam Brody's character, and Adam Brody's character is a rabbi, or I think it's a rabbi, and it's one of those stories that you've seen before, you know. Members of one person's family don't care for the fact that they aren't the same religion as them, or I think it was in the case of what I saw in the trailer, like Adam Brody's character's family doesn't like Kristen Bell because she's not Jewish or something. I mean, look, it's 2025, and unfortunately we still have a problem like that. I mean, personally, I'm in the belief that, you know, if two people love each other and they clearly belong together, it shouldn't matter what religion they are. But, you know, what would I know? I'm a single loser. But, you know, it goes with, you know, it's the same thing with, like, it's like with the pride community, which I'm an ally for, which I am an ally of. Like, if two people, like, regardless of religion, color, race, sexual orientation, whatever, if they belong together, don't be a dick and say it's wrong. Like, just leave it be. Of course, I mean, yeah, there are times it really winds up being wrong, but, you know, in 2025, you know, well, the point is we live in better times. We live in better times. We have come a long way. We still have very far to go. And now my phone is now uneven. Thank you. Okay. There we go. Alright, so I mentioned that Adam Brody is starring with Kristen Bell, and this is the third time apparently that Adam Brody has starred with Kristen Bell in anything. And they talked about the dynamic that they have with each other. They talked about how his quote-unquote big break was when he celebrated his 20th birthday on the Paramount lot. And he was like in the lead in the making of this one documentary about how they made the Brady Bunch, which is cool. he talked about like the craziest thing he ever read, like reading scripts for the OC, of which he started, as well as the fact like they were like it's like the script where they're trapped in a mall, and also like one character's mom's dating another person's grandpa, like just crazy stuff that you're like, are they really doing this? And then like for the fourth wing, they really talked more about the OC and its impact on pop culture now, like years after it's over. I'll be honest, I never watched the OC because it came out during that time when, you know, I really was more into, animation and stuff like that. And honestly, the only live action show I ever really, actually, there's a couple live action shows I went on my way to watch. I mean, I watched Power Rangers. I watched Malcolm in the Middle. That was really about it. But yeah, I never watched the OC, but apparently like the music from the show slaps to this day. There was a lot of comedic humor. There was a lot of comedic humor. There's a lot of comedic stuff. There's a lot of meta stuff. So it's kind of crazy. He talked about how he gave himself whiplash, headbanging in the scene in Yoga Hosers, as well as they talked about how he dislocated his shoulder in training for the movie River Wild. He also talked about okay, so this is actually something I hadn't even talked about. Like in my late teens, early 20s, roughly, there was one movie that came out called Jennifer's Body, which is now become a cult classic, and Adam Brody was in there for like, the movie for like a little bit. That's why they talked about it. So basically, Sean asked like, what makes Jennifer's Body such a cult classic now, when it was nearly universally panned? Well, listen, I can tell you why it was nearly universally panned. And oh shoot. Chris Stuckman, right. Chris Stuckman did a video on Jennifer's Body that's really good. Shout out to Chris Stuckman. And he talked about how the marketing was totally wrong for the movie. I mean, if you've never seen the promotion old trailers for Jennifer's Body, it's basically the fact that they're showing off how hot Megan Fox is. And that was supposed to be everyone's appeal to go to the movie. And because of that, a lot of people never gave it a chance. I mean, yes, Megan Fox is a very beautiful woman. We know this. But, you know, it was in that time when, like, a lot of good-looking people, like, you know, your Channing Tatums or your Halle Berrys, were getting roles that may or may not have really been that great for them, solely because they're beautiful people. And unfortunately, Megan Fox was one of those really big stars that, I mean, they're unfortunately at that time, there were better actors out there, and they were really only marketing because Megan Fox is beautiful. You know, that's what it was like in the early mid-2000s and early 2010s. Trust me, it is dumb, but that's what happened. But, you know, and then and again, I gotta talk about Chris Stuckman again. He talked about how it really is better than what it is. I mean, I think I only saw like the last half hour of Jennifer's Body, but I know what it's about. I mean, from what I remember seeing, it didn't look that bad. I mean, there was definitely some suspense to it. If you don't know, Jennifer's Body is this one girl named Jennifer, who's played by Megan Fox, gets like possessed by a demon, and like she starts killing and eating people or something. I think that's what happens. And Amanda Seyfried's character stops her. Spoiler, by the way. But yeah. I guess it's a combination of like the beautiful person being the lead, being a trope. They combine like several tropes that have been done like a bunch of times. That might be why, another reason why it was, again, universally panned. Sorry, I should probably get back into talking about how it was. Although I will admit, Jennifer's Body wouldn't be a bad movie to watch at this time of year. I mean, Halloween is just, actually, it's a week from today. So, yeah, Jennifer's Body probably is a solid movie to watch during the month of October. There you go. Okay, so they talked about his worst on-screen death, which was death by slaying in Scream 4, because like he looks like he's laughing kind of in it. They talked about how Point Break is probably like the best movie that depicts surfing, as well as North Shore Bones Brigade, Search for the Animal Shin, and North Shore. Yeah, North Shore is the movie. Bones Brigade, Search for the Animal Shin, that's the surf movie. And he also talked about his pet peeves being the yellers and locals that don't understand anything. Now we get to the bomb, and this was actually quite fascinating. Fancy donuts. Now, I will admit that I personally like donuts on occasion myself. But, nowadays you have, really specialty donut shops that, for all intents and purposes, probably make very good products. They really do. But, sometimes you have like crazy toppings on donuts and stuff like that really don't appear as if they make sense. And I love that Adam Brody says, like, as long as you're putting toppings on that actually enhance flavor and not just sheer decoration, you're fine. Actually, this reminds me. Anybody remember the Food Network show Cupcake Wars? Where you put like garnishes on the cupcakes and they'd get mad if you didn't do edible garnishes on the cupcakes? Same thing. Cupcake Wars is a great show. Okay. Oh, right. I forgot I wrote this part in here. You know what? I'll save it for the short. Because this actually does bother me, but again, I'll save it for the short. They talked about before he was famous, he parked cars at the Beverly Hills Hotel. And they talked about that years before he even considered himself being an actor or anything, he worked at Blockbuster. And I can tell a lot of people who are like at least 10 years younger than me have no clue what Blockbuster was. Oh gosh. I guess I am getting old. You know what? I'm not going to save this for the short because this is, okay. So when you get to the bottom, they're talking about the whole donut thing, right? They spelled donut wrong. For those of you who don't know, donut, the proper way to spell donut is Doughnut. It's only through the popularization of chains like Dunkin' Donuts that you get the Donut. Here's the thing. You make donuts with dough, not with dew. In fact, you know what? From now on, okay, I don't know if it's not, but if anyone says, like I will say, I'm just gonna, like, Dunkin' Donuts. Like, really, dude? You can't, Dunkin' Donuts, I kind of get why they did that, because with the marketing, Dunkin' and Donuts spelled in the incorrect way is like an even amount of letters, so they're able to stack on top of each other. I get that, but it's still dumb. Come on, man. Again, you make donuts with dough, not with dew. Seriously, I know there's a bunch of donut purists out there that probably saw yesterday's episode and are probably even more furious than I am. Listen, I say I'm furious, trust me. I'm a casual fan of the almighty donut. You don't even want to know what true donut fans are thinking about this. But, yes. Again, you make donuts with dough, not with dough. Now I'm hungry. I'm going to get myself a donut. I don't know where I'm going to get it, though. Unfortunately, the only place to get donuts around here is Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, we do have a Starbucks, but Starbucks doesn't do donuts. I mean, I shouldn't rank on Dunkin' so much. I like Dunkin'. They got good food. They have good. I mean, their coffee. Here's the thing. I'm that kind of guy that thinks Dunkin's coffee is better than Starbucks, but Starbucks hot food is a little bit better than Dunkin's. I say a little bit better because Dunkin's food can slap, but sometimes you'll get like a hot sandwich and something in it tastes cold. Yeah, so a little less consistent from Dunkin'. So, maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll get a drink from Dunkin' and food from Starbucks. Problem is, though, I actually have to make sure that drink stays as it is before I get to Starbucks. Quite the contrary. Yesterday's episode of Hot Ones was great, even with the utter and total misspelling of the word donut. But you know what? Again, I mean, listen, I'm not going to yuck at anyone's yum. You want to spell donut the completely incorrect way, that's fine. But us smart people, us normal people, are going to be pronouncing donut the way it is spelled. Doughnut. Thank you very much. I hope you like this video. If you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm very humble. This video for all you guys watching Joe Radio. We have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. And remember, if you guys want to talk to us, we're here to let me always back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.